Welcome to another deep dive on the MemcycoFM show. Today we're tackling something huge, credential stuffing attacks, where attackers just hammer accounts with stolen logins. The numbers are frankly kind of mind-blowing. Akamai said over 26 billion attempts a month globally in 2024. That's just, wow, hard to even picture. Like, how do you possibly defend against something that massive, often invisible? So, okay, let's unpack this. We're looking at how maybe a fresh perspective, a different angle can make a real difference in stopping these relentless digital assaults. So, credential stuffing, we hear the term a lot, but could you maybe walk us through what that attack actually looks like, what makes it so effective and, well, so common?
Sure. At its heart, it's actually pretty straightforward, which is part of the danger. Attackers get their hands on huge lists of usernames and passwords leaked from one data breach. We call them combo lists. Then they just systematically try those same combos on loads of other websites, banking sites, shopping sites, you name it.
Sure.
The really insidious part, it's all automated. They use cheat tools, things like residential proxies to cover their tracks, even services that beat CAN-B TCHAs. It makes launching billions, literally billions, of login attempts incredibly cheap and easy for them. So if you've ever reused a password, even just once, you're basically potentially a target. What's really critical here, and where things often go wrong, is how traditional defenses try to handle this. Most security systems, they're server-side. They're okay at logging logins that succeed, but they often completely miss the bigger picture, like tons of failed login attempts happening before that success.
Right, they only see the one that got through.
Exactly, which means they're missing those crucial early warning signs. It creates this huge blind spot. By the time they do see something suspicious, like a successful fraudulent login, the damage might already be done. Detection is too late.
Okay, that makes sense. It sounds like a pretty fundamental issue. So relying on those back-end logs, that introduces delays, right? And I guess makes it tougher to tell a clever bot from a real person, especially if the bot is using real stolen credentials.
Absolutely. You hit the nail on the head. Those back-end logs, they're always looking backward. After the fact. It's inherently delayed. And distinguishing sophisticated bots. Very tricky with just server data. These bots are designed to look human.
So that must lead to a flood of alerts, right? Lots of false positives. That alert fatigue we hear security teams talk about.
That's precisely it. You get swamped with alerts, many turn out to be nothing, and the team just gets overwhelmed, maybe even desensitized. It's tough going with just those traditional tools because they lack the real-time context right when the interaction is happening. Which brings us to a really interesting question. What if? What if you could see what was happening right at the user's interface, in real time, before it even gets to your authentication servers? That's where browser-level signals come in. It gives security teams exactly that visibility into both the failed attempts and the successful ones directly from the browser itself. This means much earlier signals, stronger signals, and you can react way, way faster.
Ah, okay. Yeah. So the big idea here is we've maybe been looking in the wrong place, or at least at the wrong time. What does shifting the viewpoint like that actually mean for stopping the attacks? How does seeing things at the browser level let us spot tactics we missed before?
Oh, it's a game changer. Like take brute force, attack someone hammering one account over and over. With browser signals, you spot that instantly. Right there on the user's device, before it even hits your server authentication.
Okay, so you block it earlier.
Way earlier. And then there's distributed credential testing. That's where attackers spread attempts across many accounts to fly under the radar of server-side rate limits. Browser-level signals let you see patterns based on the device doing the attacking, its behavior, not just looking at one account at a time.
You can connect the dots across different accounts.
Exactly. Even those really sneaky low and slow attacks, where they try just a few logins over a long time, they become visible because you have this continuous insight from the browser. And if we connect this to the bigger picture, it's not just about seeing the attack. Once you identify these patterns, you can trigger automated responses, things like auto lockout mechanisms that block the suspicious device itself instantly. Plus, you can send real-time alerts straight to your security team with much better context, slashing the time it takes to detect and properly respond. And what's really powerful is how seamlessly this integrates. It feeds into existing security tools like SIMs, and crucially, it's completely invisible to the actual user. No added friction, just better protection.
Right. So ultimately, what we're talking about is finally closing that big visibility gap we had with credential attacks. It helps security teams, fraud teams, spot trouble really early, block the bad guys before they get in, and actually stop these huge campaigns before they lead to account takeovers. It's about being genuinely proactive, which feels like a big shift. So just imagine for a second, imagine the confidence you could have knowing you're actually seeing and blocking threats that used to be completely invisible. What could that kind of proactive protection mean for your business, for your customers' trust? If you're curious and you want to see how this kind of browser level insight could maybe transform your own security posture, we'd encourage you to explore booking a demo. See the MemcyCo solution in action. It really is a powerful shift in how we can protect our digital lives.